general, we didn't get screwed over, but the system was just kind of flawed where we were 3 wins, 1 loss with 2 other teams. But since they won more maps and we lost more maps and such, we got 3rd place in the pool, so we ended up being in the lose bracket really far. But in this situation, it was just Complexity having a rough start yesterday, but just making their way back time after time. Every game they've been deficit, they've just, I mean, their adversity is showing right now. They're a strong team, they're mentally strong, and they're able to come back in games, which is the scariest thing about a team.
All right, we are going to start off with Complexity. They have the lead 2-0 over Optic Gaming here in the grand finals. This is what it is. This is what it's all come to. Complexity able to close it out right here. If they are, they will win the grand finals. Now, Ram, I'm going to ask you for a prediction here in just a moment. I wanted to know who you think is going to take this first. I'll get my prediction. I think that based on what we've seen from Complexity, they're going to be able to take it right here on Raid CTF. We see TP getting in a pull very quickly.
Oh my.
Taking the moment to reload. Scum cleans him up. I think Complexity's going to have to take it here. We'll see if Optic can turn it around, though. I've been wrong before.
I just feel like if Optic gets some life into them a bit here, they seem a bit down on themselves. I mean, just in general, they just don't seem to be very amped. And we see Complexity's communication is being so huge right now for them. And we do see Big Timer picking up a 2-piece there. Another player in kitchen, starting pre-fire at a window. I believe that player did disappear into the window, so it's making some huge plays. It's really about Optic's playmaking ability. I just feel like that's the biggest difference in this game so far. As Ake's leadership for his team has been so huge right now, and their playmaking ability is just instinctively, it's not even about calling out and such, it's just about their general consensus about how they should make a play is just so much on the same page compared to Optic right now, and that's really the big difference.
Yeah, Scum from Optic sitting inside the kitchen looking around. Nadeshot, his teammate, takes out Fierce. And if we can pull up the overhead after this gunfight, of course, I want to see if Scum's able to take this one out. He is not. We see 2 members of Complexity. We also see a member of Optic sneaking around. Why don't we see who that is?
That is
Nadeshot.
Where? No. I'm not entirely sure why Nadeshot decided to back all the way up in that situation. Bit of a questionable play here. He was all the way at the opponent's base and runs all the way back to get a kill. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad play because his team kind of needed defensive help, but still, he was in a play where this is what we're talking about. They need to be able to make plays if you're going to win this game against Complexity. And when you have a chance, when you're at an opponent's base like that, let's say he would have got a kill or 2 at the base, it would have given him a good chance getting a pull there. And even though it's super hard, and I'm not saying he would have did it by any means, it's just a play they have. They have to start making those plays and start giving themselves. They got to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, looks like Complexity moving forward. Aches takes out Big Timer. Nadeshot into TB. Aches taken out by MerK in the PDW. And why don't we go into the overhead once again just to see what's going on. We see 3 members of Optic. 1 goes down, another one up, and they are spawning over near those basketball courts. Crimsix goes down for Complexity. And it looks like we are going to have Optic starting to push back. At the same time, MerK trying to get into a better position for his team. Aches at 7-3, leading Complexity at the beginning here. And now let's see what's going to happen as Scum takes out Aches. Nadeshot sneaking around once again. Now,
Nadeshot, he has to break the glass at this point, which is going to be, this is a big kill on Fierce. If he can pick this one up, Fierce eating a lot of bullets there. Nadeshot has to be more aggressive on this as his team, Fierce's teammates are going to start spawning near him and be able to help him out. And Nadeshot kind of a big kill there, but it's still, like I said, at this point you're going to see at least one more player getting up to the defense, and there you go, Crimson comes out and help him. That's the assertiveness you have to have in capture the flag now with a 5-second respawn delay. Is the fact that in the past you might have had the time to maybe make sure you get that kill, but in that situation, if you would have been rushing on Fears and trying to get a kill, he might have been able to get a pull and put himself in a better situation to get that out. Just have to be, like I said, man, it's all coming down to those playmaking abilities. I mean, slang-wise right now, it's not that big of a difference. I mean, except for the Big Timer's not having that great of a game right now. But in general, it's a pretty even game. And we saw the same thing happen earlier. Actually, I mean, the only difference is that Complexity's not up 1-0. And earlier we saw Optic Gaming coming back really late in the game and getting those 2 caps. So, my opinion, Complexity was actually on the better side right now. So for them not getting a cap, big kill by Nadeshot there. Can Nadeshot actually get something going here? He is going to try and go for a pull, and he doesn't. He does realize, and that's big kill. Actually no, he was looking where Scumpy was at that point. He should have been maybe looking a bit more towards the blue car in that situation where TP came out of a little misawareness from the spawns, maybe a miscommunication, like I said earlier, guys. It's really about the plays about Complexity, man. Right now, they just seems complete on another level, and if Optic can get this going, they can definitely win this game.
We'll see what happens. TP taking out 2. Scump and Nadeshot go down. TP loading up the frag, trying to figure out where he wants to place it. Will not pick up a kill, though. You see TP firing into the middle, now rotating back into red. Looking around, he sees a member of Optic going around to the right there, but TP's teammate Fears takes out MerK with that headshot. Big timer into TP, and there's the two-piece. Aches going down. Fierce over near the yellow Lamborghini takes out Big timer, and it looks like we may very well have a 0-0 tie heading into the second side of Rage CTF.
Oh my God.
Fierce giving it to MerK. Great gunfight. Aches takes out Nadeshot, and it looks like we may have one last chance effort here from Complexity. TP trying to make something happen, but with the time left, it won't matter regardless. Complexity and Optic will be tied 0-0 heading into the second side of Raid CTF. The lead in the series at 2-0 in favor of Complexity after Complexity did come back in that first best of 5, able to win. I believe it was 3-1.
Yeah, it was.
In that first best of 5, and now they're up 2-0. So we'll see exactly what happens. TP in that final kill cam. Scump trying to catch him with the jump shot. TP jumps as well. And TP taken out by a member of Optic. But 0-0 heading into the second side. What do you think is going to happen here, Rambo?
I mean, we've seen some decent slang abilities from both teams. The Big Timer is trying to pick it up a bit, and as you can see, his team, Nadeshot's doing really good this game, actually 11-7. Let's hop on board with him, see if he like I said, Nadeshot's the player on this team that's actually pulling on the air on break here. Kind of interesting from Nadeshot. Normally, you'll see him running the SMG pretty much all the time, and it's really about the pulls. It seems like Optic's having a really hard time getting a flag out of Complexity, and that's something they really need to work on. As every time we saw them earlier on standoff when they got the pulls out, there was either like 2 or 3 players at their base, and at that point, you kind of give up your own base. So it's really important. And we saw earlier, like we're seeing pretty much Complexity just outplaying Optic right now, and it's really going to come down to it. But I think something to note on the positive side for Optic, they have been getting a lot of map control this game, and they're kind of Fierce is getting a lot of kills at his own base. So, big kill right there. Eggs get destroyed by Scump, and T picks him up though. So if Optic can keep this up, they're going to get some map control. Eventually, something will come out of it. If they keep map control, they will come back. They will do something in this map.
Yeah, we see Big Timer pushing up right now with another member of Optic. We see a third joining him. He's going to flank around, go over toward that statue side. Not sure who that is quite yet. We see Big Timer watching that money room door, and it looks like he's going to throw the stun just to check. He sees the tac mask hit marker come up. Fierce taking out Nadeshot with that headshot. Moving back around, though. Big Timer playing very patient, and it looks like he's waiting with MerK right there to push in. MerK pushing in first. Big Timer falling back. TP takes out MerK, and Complexity maybe looking to push up here. Big Timer catching Aches with that jump shot through the smoke.
Huge kill.
Big Timer goes down to Crimsix. Why don't we pull up the overhead map and see what both teams are doing?
We have a player sneaking behind here. This is big plays. Here's Scump. Big Timer's going to have to make a huge kill on blue car here. He's not really being worried at. And Crimsix picks him off. And here's a chance for Complexity. The first chance. Let's on board Crimsix, see if he's able to get this flag out. And it seems like he's able to get this flag out uncontested. Here comes the cutoffs. We do see MerK picking up Fears, which is huge kills. And we do see Crimsix running this around, though. Only player in this position to stop this, but seems to, I'm not sure. It seems to be Nadeshot who does get the pull. And Nadeshot has to win this gunfight here, this situation. And the player actually jumps out. Smart play as he was going to get teamed on. And this is going to be a stalemate situation if... And Nadeshot, big play by Nadeshot and MerK there to actually get that flag out. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Those are big plays by their team. Those were clutch situations. That could have been game very, very much tournament ending for them. And now we're going to see a stalemate for both teams as they're both teams playing super defensive right now. We don't actually. There is a player sneaking in. I'm trying to find him. It is going to be Aches who just got a kill actually. So this flag going to be trying to run away in this situation. He's going to be trying to step out. And Scump actually in the corner Aches wasn't paying attention to his corners there, and we do see another of his teammates trying to run around, and it is Fierce, and you see Optic a bit weird, way spread out right now. Fierce should be more aggressive on this. Fierce is more of a slayer, so actually it depends. If his teammates die right now, actually 2 of his teammates die, so he needs to get in a better position to get this flag out. He needs to be able to cut this flag off. He's not really doing anything to cut this flag off. He's got to be able to cut this flag before he gets back. And Optic's going to be starting to run back towards their base here. And MerK actually calls a hunter killer. And you can see one of his teammates actually Nadeshot makes a big kill on Aches there. And we can see right now on the overhead, they're all trying to rotate back. Fierce gets a big kill there. If he would have missed that, it would have been some huge mistake. And there we go. Scump and MerK picking up kills here. And it looks like TP's the last one alive to stop this flag right here. And he seems to be big kill by TP there. He's going to be able to run this out. And no! Big kill on Nadeshot. Nadeshot going huge. Can Nadeshot get his kill? Aches makes a kill. And does not get the return, and there it is. Optic gets a cap here, going big plays by Optic. And a minute 30 here, we see another last-minute play here. Big plays by Optic getting that flag cap, and then at minute 30, they got to make some plays here to come back in this game. We saw them take the CTF earlier. It's very likely they can do it again. It's going to be about this last minute here if they can defend, and then we're going to have to hop on board hijack hardpoint and Express and D are going to be last 2 maps, and that's going to be a really hard one. We saw Complexity earlier destroy, we saw them lose actually to Farico, correct? Rico was like the shotguns and stuff, just doing work.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we do see Big Timer getting all the score streaks here. Huge plays from him. He did get that cap, picking his game up. He started a bit slow on the start, so they seem to be all rotating for one guy here. They're putting a lot. Oh, Crimstick picks up 2 there. Huge plays by Crimstick. Maybe his team's able, and they do able to pinch it back, and it's all up to Fierce. He's trying to make plays, and we do see a spawn here. Good spawn rotation by Nadeshot here, making a big plays. Oh, and Aix picks up a kill. Aix recognizes the players in the back of his disc, and Aix picks up that kill.
And we pull up the overhead, see what's going to happen here.
And Aix knows
needs to win this gunfight.
And it's all to this gunfight if Aix can win this. And no, big kill by MerK there, and that's going to be game and I believe, unless Teep can make a play here. And no, I don't think so. There's going to be 20 seconds left, and MerK picks him up. Big plays by MerK there, keeping his team in the game, and that's going to be pushing this map to a map 4, and it's going to be 2-1 for complexity.
Yeah, Optic showing a little bit of life now, coming back in the CTF. They are not going to go down quite yet. Complexity leads the series, though, 2-1. All they need is one more map, and the next map is, like you mentioned, hijacked hardpoint. Hardpoint being their specialty.
Yeah, huge plays. And we do see Optic taking this map, and we do, like I said, we have hijacked hardpoint and express S&D next. And this is going to be super intense. Hijacked is always a super intense map to watch. There's going to be some interesting plays. I'm really interested to see who's going to take this map. This is going to be huge. I mean, if for Optic to come back and push this to a Search and Destroy, Search and Destroy is always a map anyone can win, and Express being a map that